Next topic is synchronization hardware. We will look at several interesting hardware approaches to mutual exclusion. First is interrupt disabling. In a uniprocessor system, processes do not execute concurrently, therefore, the mutual exclusion can be obtained by preventing the process from being interrupted. This can be done by disabling the interrupts before the process enters its critical section and enabling the interrupts only after the process has exited from the critical section. This is shown as follows. So this while condition, while true, it will be always true. So if process P1 wants to access a critical section, first thing it will disable all the interrupts from different processes. So the different processes, other processes will not be able to enter the critical section. So when P1 is executing critical section, no other process will be able to enter the critical section. So after P1 completes its task in critical section, it will enable the interrupt so that the next process can enter the critical section. Okay, so when the process is executing in its critical section, it cannot be interrupted and hence mutual exclusion is guaranteed. The cost paid by this approach is very high as the efficiency of execution could be noticeably degraded because the processor is limited in its ability to interleave processes. Another problem is it cannot be used in multiprocessor architecture because several processes are executing concurrently on different processors. Here, in order to disable the interrupts, the instruction is to be sent to all the processors. This is time consuming process that decreases the efficiency of the system and not a very practical solution. To solve this problem and achieve mutual exclusion in multiprocessor system, test and set instructions are used. Test and set are simple hardware instructions that solve the critical section problem by providing mutual exclusion in an easy and efficient way in a multiprocessor environment. Okay, now what we are trying to do, we are trying to write a code so that only one process can enter a critical section. Okay, at that time, all other processes should not get access to the critical section. Okay, so here what we have written one code here, and there is a common shared variable, okay, boolean variable called as lock. Okay, so this is a code for a process, and we are using one function here, test and set, and we have written function here, okay, on this side. So initially the boolean variable lock is set to false, okay, initial value of the lock, and this is the entry section. Now we have learned entry section. What is entry section? Whenever the process wants to enter the critical section, it has to go through the entry section first. Okay, so this is a do while loop. Okay, so here what happens? While test and set ampersand lock. What is the meaning of ampersand lock? It's a pointer. Okay, it's a pointer where memory location where the variable lock value is stored. So suppose this is 1000. Okay, in the memory location 1000 the false value is stored. Okay, so while this is true, if this condition is true, then only it will enter this loop, right? Else it will directly go to the critical section. So what will happen here, when the function is called here, okay, the control will go here, right? We are calling a function. So function, what we are doing inside the function, boolean r value. So there is one more variable to which we are assigning the value of the lock. What was the value of the lock? Was false, right? The value of the lock was false, which we have assigned to r value. Okay, and then the lock value we are setting it to true. Okay, and then return r value. Now what is r value? R value is false, which is written here. Okay, so whenever while loop is not true, okay, it is returning false value, the function is returning false value, so this cannot be executed, it cannot enter this loop, it will directly go to the critical section. So now what we have learned, whenever the process P1, suppose there is process P1 wants to enter a critical section, it will first set the value lock equal to false, then it will go to the critical section, because here the function will return a false value. This is what we have learned. So after executing the critical section, it will set the lock value equal to false. Why? Because other processors should be able to enter the critical section, okay, and then it will be terminated. Now when P1 is in critical section, okay, when P1 is in critical section, some other process P2, okay, try to enter the critical section. What will happen? Okay, what we have said, P1 has set the value of lock equal to true, which is a shared variable for P2 also, okay. So for P2, this while loop will be what? It will give you true value, right? Okay, so for P2 this will return a true value and it will keep executing this loop till P1 come out of the critical section, okay. Now we will see compare and swap instructions. The compare and swap instruction is also called a compare and exchange instruction and is defined as this, okay. So this checks the memory location, okay, shown by this. See here, it is shown by asterisk word, okay, against a test value. If the memory location's current value is test value, it is replaced with new value, okay. Otherwise, it is left unchanged. Means a compare is made between memory value and a test value. If the values are same, a swap occurs, means the exchange will occur, else it will remain unchanged. The entire compare and swap function carried out automatically. In other version, a boolean value true is written if the swap occurred, else false is written. Okay, now we'll see the implementation. So this is the implementation for compare and swap instructions. Okay, here also again we are using a shared variable name as bolt. So we have initialized it to 0. All other processes attempting to enter the critical section go into busy waiting mode. So you know that at a time only one process can enter a critical section. Remaining processes have to wait. Okay, so here the term busy waiting or spin waiting refers to a technique in which a process can do nothing until it gets permission to enter the critical section, but continues to check the value of bolt. When a process leaves the critical section, it sets the value to 0. At this point, one and only one of the waiting process is granted permission to enter its critical section. Now here we can see this is a main function, okay, where we have initialized bolt equal to 0, and this is para begin. So para begin is a function for which initiate concurrent execution of all the processes. Concurrent execution means parallel execution of all the processes. Suppose P1 to Pn processes are there, P1, P2, P3 till Pn, okay. So but actually practically at a particular time only one process can have the value of bolt equal to 0. So suppose P1 has value bolt equal to 0. This is a while true, which will be always true. And now see here, this is a while condition. What is the condition here? We are calling a function compare and swap, okay, bolt comma 0 comma 1 equal to 1. So we are checking the condition whether this function returns the value equal to, whether this function returns the value equal to 1 or not, okay. So here, from here the control will go to the function, right? So what is bolt now? Bolt is this, okay, location of this. So if the value of bolt is 0, okay, if the value of bolt is 0, the test value is 0, okay. So if they are same, then what it will return? It will return 0 only. So this will be, this entire condition will be false, and process can enter into the critical section, okay. So after executing the critical section, process P1 will set bolt again equal to 0 so that next process can enter into the critical section. After setting bolt equal to 0, process 1 will execute remainder portion and then terminate. Okay. At the same time, if some other process having bolt is not equal to 1 enters, okay, this condition will be true for that process and it will enter this, okay, and it will do nothing. It will wait for P1 to complete its execution. Okay, so now next we'll see the instruction, the exchange instruction. Okay, the exchange instruction can be defined as this. So what this function is doing, it is just exchanging the contents of register and memory. Okay, the instruction exchanges the contents of register with a memory location. A shared variable bolt is initialized to 0. Each process uses a local variable key that is initialized to 1. The only process that can enter its critical section is the one who finds the variable bolt equal to 0. This is same as the previous one. One of the process will find bolt equal to 0. That process only can enter the critical section. It won't allow remaining process to enter their critical sections by setting bolt equal to 1. When a process leaves its critical section, it resets bolt equal to 0, allowing another process to gain access to a critical section. If bolt is equal to 0, then no process is in critical section, and if bolt equal to 1, then exactly one process is in its critical section, namely the process whose key value is equal to 0. So now we'll see the working of this code. Okay, suppose P1 gets bolt equal to 0. So here what will happen? Key I will be what? 1. Okay, so for P1, so key 1 will be equal to 1. Okay, so while true, now what is this? Do exchange. Exchange is a function. Okay, so it will go here. So this, what is ampersand? This is a location of this memory location. So that is exchange, swap the contents. Now what was the value of key 1 equal to 1? It was before. So after exchanging, what will be the value of key 1? Key 1 will be 0. So what is this? While key 1 is not equal to 0. So is it true or false? It is false. So process can enter the critical section. Okay, and after executing the critical section, process will set bolt is equal to 0 so that the next process can enter the critical section, then execute the remainder part and then come out of the execution.